Let me introduce myself. I am Akshara Rajagopal, and I'm here to promote a safe, comfortable public space for all people with different challenges to use, and not just people with wheelchair. Many people who have physical, mental, and gender identity challenges do not use wheelchairs, and some do not have visible challenges. Many of these people get hurt, rejected by society, and sometimes abused just because of using public facilities provided for them. This is due to a misunderstanding that those places are for people with wheelchairs, and many people are being bullied or turned away for using them. What's the solution? Providing an inclusive and accessible space for people with all challenges. What is inclusiveness? Inclusiveness is including people no matter what their race, gender, religion they believe, or challenges they face. Inclusive design is for all people. It benefits not only the users but also the industry and society. Inclusive designs can be a key to innovation. All of us need personal space. It is really important in our lives. In order to create a safe public space for people with different challenges, such as physical, mental, and gender, I updated the accessibility symbol. I made for public bathrooms, parking lots, and sitting places in buses to promote inclusiveness and access for all people with different challenges. Applying this updated version in public spaces to promote inclusiveness will look like what are the thoughts from other people? Let's hear them. First question, without the common symbol for accessibility, what problems would the challenged people face?
To places, like if you were in a wheelchair or a mobility scooter, you might struggle to get up steps, and especially in this building, we only have one elevator, which is quite slow, and without symbols that show it's friendly for challenged people, it can be difficult for people to decide where to go.
Without the symbol, it creates things that are not clear, so that the clarity is not good. As soon as the clarity is not clear, it puts doubt in people's mind. The doubt for the person with the accessibility issues, and the doubt for the rest of the public or community who might see people using that. So they can doubt, are they allowed to use it?
Very specifically gendered, and there are bathroom stalls that usually they're just partial partitions. So they don't go up to the ceiling or down to the floor. They go about halfway. And for me, that winds up getting a little bit weird and uncomfortable, especially because people can, if I go into the women's bathroom, I've actually had it before where I went into the bathroom of a pub in London and somebody screamed, "There's a man in here." So yeah, that was great. That was a great experience to have.
What do you think about these newly developed accessibility symbols?
I think it's really great, and it acknowledges all different types of disabilities or people with challenges, like you said, instead of just physical, which is what we typically see. So I think it's really nice like that.
I like how you incorporated a lot of the issues in society in the picture you made. I think it's aesthetically pleasing.
I think the idea of the updated symbol is really good. Honestly, it shows a lot of different symbols for a lot of different, what people call disabilities. I think it's really well drawn. Also, like it's clear, it's precise. Although it could be a little confusing at first for a lot of people. For example, it's the most common symbols, of course, a stick figure in a wheelchair. And if you suddenly change the symbol, a lot of people are going to be confused about what it means, like, once again, where to go. So I would like, if you do introduce a symbol in a place or in a society or in a community, I would like make it present. Like, for example, put some billboards around saying, look, we've changed the symbol, or make it known online. So that, but apart from it, it's really cool.
What do you think about providing a safe, comfortable public space for these people with some form of challenge?
Caring. I feel like it's good to think about them.
Yes,
and,
it's
yeah.
Yeah, for anyone with these type of challenges, I think it's important to always have a space where they feel that they are able to go. It doesn't mean they have to go. It doesn't mean that they're required to go there, but have a space that gives them that comfort blanket, that safety, to know that they have somewhere they feel safe in.
Do you think these symbols can be adapted universally in all countries?
Well, it will take some time to adapt it into all countries, but I'm sure it could be very well adapted. And of course, in every country, it has their own symbols and their own signs. So the same type of new stylized symbol, for example, here in Holland, it could have completely different meaning in another country. So they could adapt it to their own symbols with that.
Usually, in most cases, you can get some companies to do things on their own, but a lot of times things will not be adapted overall until you get like a legislature involved. The problem is, once you get a legislature involved, there's lots of tweaks, adjustments, adaptations, and everything like that. Probably not all countries around the world, but I could see, for example, you could take it to Brussels and get the EU to agree on it. And that would be a huge step for legitimacy as well, too. If you got the EU to agree on it, then there would be other countries, specifically Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Japan.
Do you think these symbols promote inclusiveness and impact in a good way?
I think it does. I do think it might take a little bit of time, or maybe just a little bit of explanation for people to understand what it's inviting or what it wants us to think about. But once you get past that stage, I think it will be very helpful.
Can it be used elsewhere other than public bathrooms and parking lots if the symbol in the middle changes?
There are other places that it could be used. For example, in buses, I guess, in public transport, you could add it. But I think that toilets and parking lots are the most important ones.
If I take my perspective as a sports teacher, I always think about how sports clubs cater for different types of people. In terms of accessibility to stadiums, accessibility to on transport, I think this could easily be applied in numerous places. Especially stadiums, you might have an area where different people could easily have this sign.
Should this sign include or exclude any other images? And how impactful and attractive the color of the symbol be?
Well, personally, no. I think the symbols, also because it's very much in general, they're very well made and very well put. But there's going to be a lot of debate about it, of course, as there is with everything. So some people might agree with it, some people might not. Some people might want to add things or even just take things away from the symbol. So it's gonna take a while for a lot of people to come together and accept it. But on the rest, no, I wouldn't change a thing.
Nicole said maybe the gender one could. I mean, it's clear whatever explanation you gave before, but maybe you wanna when you are giving your explanation, you wanna mention it. But otherwise, it's good. I don't.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty clear. I think it calls attention to itself pretty well. You'd have to print a prototype really to kind of see what it would look like in real life. You might also want to provide just a simple black and white version as well too.
So they can change color if needed as well.
Absolutely, yeah. Because my guess is there's probably going to be an institution that runs up against their sign printer only does black and white or something.
The color is very attractive.
It's clear enough, and someone looks at it.
A unique and beautiful world is made up of diversities, and accepting those diversities So, let's embrace them and teach the younger generation.
Hello world, let's stand hand in hand
to have an inclusive, diverse land.
Better together.
Say no to barriers.
Say yes to equality and diversity.